The press and the Down Beach Current were notified of this meeting, and a copy of same was posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and on the municipal website. Would you, Tom, would you call the meeting to order? We're going to stand for the flag salute, please. Attention, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Tom, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Becker?
Yes, here.
Blumberg?
Here.
Ms. Talley?
Here.
You have before you the minutes of our December 4th meetings. Are there any additions?
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes, Mike.
A second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Talby?
Yes.
Is there any public comment? You have 3 minutes to talk on any subject.
Thanks.
Sewell, 22 West Drive. As I stated roughly in the previous work session, Mayor, you have financially raped, robbed, pillaged, and plundered the property taxpayers to the tune of $643,000. I hope going forward in the new year 2015, you will somehow, some way, summon the courage to do what has to be done. And that is to, at long last, tackle that sacred cow, that 800-pound gorilla, that $13 million squandered each and every year, costing taxpayers $28,000 per pupil per year, when Ocean City somehow manages to do it for less than $15,000 per year. This is where you're going to get those $634,000. And I strongly urge you to at long last rein in the rogue school board. It is out of control, and it needs to be corrected in a major way. I would strongly suggest that you take Commissioner Blumberg's urging, and that the appointment power henceforth going forward be shared. I propose, Mayor, that you put 5 candidates up of your choice and let Brenda and Maury vote on them. That way, there'll be at least some distance in the appointing process. And I urge Commissioner Blumberg, Commissioner Talby, if the mayor does not want to surrender that power, then I would urge, under the Walsh Act, as the solicitor so kindly reminds us, that there can be direct election of school board members and direct election of the runaway school budget of $13 million for a mere handful of kids. This has to change, because as we're well aware of the economic chaos and disaster in Atlantic City, county taxes are going to continue to go through the roof despite the best efforts of the county executive, Dennis Levinson. So I strongly urge that we begin to tackle our own economic issues. And the school board must be job one, number one. There's no reason that the schools cannot be right-sized to one school with one principal administrator. That saves over $250,000 each and every year just on the administrative top-heavy staffing that must be terminated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Sewell. Anyone else?
Sharon Simon, 424 North Burlow Avenue. Just real quick on the Atlantic City plan to save the city. There was an article in the paper, the additional tax burden that would be shared by different communities. Margate was kind of high in relation to some of the other communities. Has Margate in any way been in conversation or tried to be involved in that conversation to see how that plan, whatever plan Atlantic City goes with, will impact Margate taxpayers?
We have not at this point, Sharon, but if you remember a couple months ago, I talked about that at a public meeting. And I think that as commissioners, we should get together and talk about that because it could have a major impact on Margate.
Yeah, I do remember that, but time is of the essence. They're going to adopt a plan, and they're not going to wait around for Margate to decide to have a conversation with them. So I'm glad you brought it up a while ago, but unfortunately, you didn't pursue it, and I recommend that you do, please.
Mayor, let me just fill you in here. Yes, indeed, our tax assessor has been in communications
Great.
with the county tax board.
And the solicitor's been involved,
And I
so
have-
we're working on it.
So
Great.
we are very much on it. And just so you have a good understanding,
Let the
when you
mayor
read
know.
that newspaper article, that, it was, what was it? It was $31 of additional tax on the median. So the
Right.
median value of a home in Margate's $512,000. So you were looking at a $31 increase if it was the low end. If it was the high end, it was $200 and some dollars.
Exactly.
For a $512,000 house. That's what you're looking at under the pilot. The article is a little bit difficult to fully follow, but our tax assessor, newly appointed Jim Mogden, not newly, but it's been about a year, he was on top of this, fully explained it, been in constant communication with the County Board of Taxation. So yes, although the mayor has not spoken directly to the commissioners, our tax assessor has been very much on top of it, as has Mr. Deeney and myself to a limited extent.
Great, thank you. Now the mayor knows too. Okay. But really what I came up here to talk about is I'm going to read this opinion letter that was in the Current on May 22nd, 2014. It's entitled, "Tobby, contact me with your questions." It was written by Brenda Tobby. "In a perfect world, everyone is kind and honest, but it's not a perfect world. So people like Sharon Simon can say and write whatever they want in an attempt to disparage whoever is not in their favor. Mrs. Simon twists and grossly exaggerates the facts or completely makes up new facts. I have no agenda whatsoever except to do the best job I can in my role as commissioner, and that is acting in the best interest of Margate and its residents. I happen to be one of those residents. If you're a resident and have any questions or suggestions about Margate, please contact me, 822-0424. I return all calls and your questions will be answered honestly and your suggestions will be received respectively. Of course, not from me." The reason I'm bringing this up, and nobody who read this even knows what this is in response to, because although she accuses me of those things, she doesn't refer to what it was, which I figure is probably the letter that I printed in the paper the week before about Margate should spend wisely.
Point of
not
order, I
waste-
mean, what is this
Excuse
has
me?
to do- point of order?
Excuse me.
Point of order.
The point of order is for you to be respectful while I'm speaking. Margate should spend wisely, not wastefully.
15 seconds, Sharon.
So, we are going into a new year, and we're going into an election year. And yes, Commissioner Tobby and Mayor Becker and Commissioner Blumberg are going to be under fire for the things they have done over the last 3.5 years. Your record, whether we should vote you back in based on the things you've done. And so the criticism is going to go up. And we have a right
Thank you,
to
Sharon.
criticize,
Time
I'm
is up.
sorry, and
Be
to
so-
say if we don't
be
think you're
quiet.
spending wisely. So I ask, in the interest of not having negative comments, which you all the time, that in the new year, that you refrain from this kind of letter. And if you're going to write it, at least say what you're referring to. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Steve Warner, 103 North Sumner. Thank you for that coherent message you just gave us, Sharon.
Somebody else, and I'm tired of it. If he wants to get up and comment to the commission on commission business, fine. But this is an opportunity for him to get up and talk about me, or me to get up and talk about him.
I can talk about anything I want. If you can come up here and talk about what you want, I can talk about what I want. I just like to compliment you on that coherent little whatever it was, because I don't understand hardly anything you said. Okay, and I don't think anybody else did either. Yes, okay, thank you. The reason I got up here, I understand, Rich, I know you're very busy, and I appreciate all you do for the city and all, but there's one, before you get out of here, before you take off at the, whenever that is, and hopefully that's many months away, I would, we asked you a while ago about a miniature golf course, the concerned citizens, and I was just wondering, I know you're very busy, and I don't want to, burden you further, but if you could spend a few minutes just to pursue the miniature golf course, and I think the kids would really appreciate that, and if we could have something like for May or June, it would be great. Maybe that's a little optimistic, but as I've said here before, the more that we have to offer people to come here, the better. And as far as to make Margate a more desirable place to live, which it already is a great place, but the more that we have, the better. And I recall there used to be 5 miniature golf courses in Margate, and now there's none. And I think it would be just really good to have a miniature golf course.
Steve, were you present at the meetings that we had, the many meetings that we had where we had a company, an organization that proposed a miniature golf course across the street from the liquor store? Were you here at that time? It was about 3 years ago. And the concerned citizens came out adamantly against it. Adamantly against it. Your group that you are now the president of railed against Commissioner Campbell and the guy that was trying to build that golf course. The hypocrisy is just unbelievable to me that now you're calling for a golf course. Yet we had a guy that wanted to build one.
Well, let me just...
Were you here at that point in time?
As a matter of fact, I was not.
Okay.
But if you...
maybe you can go back to
talk about
that.
hypocrisy, the person that was against that was Mr. Sewell, okay? I didn't even show up at the meetings at that point, okay? It wasn't until the firehouse.
You missed a terrible opportunity. But I'd like you to go back to
the past. But I wasn't here, okay? I wasn't here for that. So, speaking about hypocrisy, I wasn't here for that, so thank you. And there was no concerned citizens group at that point either. But what we were against was turning the bank into a municipal parking lot, okay, to lose a rateable, which has remained a rateable. And there was all sorts of things there, but that's another matter. But as far as the golf course goes, I had nothing to do with that, so thank you. And it's a shame that I didn't, but I didn't. So,
Steve, thank you. I know that Rich has agreed to look into it for us, and he has been in the weeds, really thick weeds with this with the shore protection project. But I know that when he gets a chance, he'll look into it, and we can move forward, hopefully in a positive direction regarding that.
Well, I can report that we are talking to the people at Lucy the Elephant about the possibility of building a 9-hole course underneath the Elephant. And they're looking into that. They're talking to their board about that. So we are hopefully going to find that we will have additional things for the kids to do in this town. It's nothing new. We all know that there needs to be more for the few kids that we have left.
well, there's quite a few that come in this summer. But yeah, you're right, there aren't very many here now.
Steve.
Happy New Year, Mayor. And also, I just make one further comment. I think, I'd have to take umbrage with what Mr. Sewell said. I think you made some hard choices, and you did what had to be done, and I thank you for that.
Thank you, Steve.
Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Is there a motion to close public
I'll
comment?
make a motion that we close public comment.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
We will now open public comment on second reading of ordinances and resolutions. Is there any comment?
Sewell, 22 West Drive. Mayor, your undivided attention to resolution number 255. These additional charges, much like those charges of nearly $250,000 under your urging, under your auspices, squandering taxpayer dollars for a law firm that folded like a wet paper bag. I dare say the only money out of that $250,000, I know, Mayor, time will pass, and so will you, so just relax. Let these 3 minutes go patiently. The only money out of that $250,000 that made any sense was the $13,000 that the solicitor collected in that matter. But Mayor, the entire $250,000 need not have been squandered had you listened to those 3 attorneys who came from JIF to address the commission meeting and said to you in no uncertain terms, if you have a problem, Mayor, bring it to us early and we'll adjudicate it free of charge. Not squandering $250,000, Mayor. And any of this additional fees, I would suggest that going forward, they be scrutinized so we don't have more $250,000 waste of taxpayers' money. This is an abomination, Mayor, and it's happening under your watch. And it must stop. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, John. Anyone else?
Number 255, the professional service contract
Your
to
name for the
David.
record, please.
3 times? Can you get it the first? Rosie, come on, you're better than that. Sharon Simon, 424 North Willow Avenue, Margate, New Jersey, 08402. I don't know the last 4 numbers, I'm sorry. Number 255, the $4,790.85 to Rappahannock. What is that for?
That's his final bill, is it not? Scott?
That is his final bill for his defense of the city of Margate in the recent litigation.
So the $100,000 that was added to the contract, this is billed over that amount?
That is correct.
Okay. So the number that John keeps talking about doesn't include this amount?
He's going to have to change it.
He's going to have to change it. You
it.
got to get your numbers straight.
Maybe after this meeting, you two can get together and, we'll try to help you out with that. So you'll be ready for the
Or
next
maybe
meeting.
you could, solicitor.
We could do that.
Number 257, the awarded basketball camp for the at the top camps. Are we just continuing on with that as we have in the past? All that controversy about at the top and Yogi Hiltner and all that's been resolved, and we're all happy with that now because that was a big issue that came up with the Concerned Citizens Group and, Commissioner Tobby. So we're going forward with the camp the way it is, and we have all the contracts written the way they need to be and everything like that?
Everything's straightened out.
That is correct.
Oh, good, that's wonderful to hear, thank you. And as far as meetings go, I would ask Mayor that in the future, anybody's welcome to come here and talk to the commission and ask commission and make comments. But if this becomes a forum for someone to come up and say, I don't know what that person said, and what did that person say, and why are they saying that, and they're not making sense, that's really not what this forum is for. If Steve Warner has a problem with me, wants to make a comment about what I said, he can walk over to me and say it. But that's really not, I don't think you want your meetings to dissolve into that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any comment on resolution, second reading of ordinance?
Yeah, I have a comment, Mayor. Do I have to give my name?
You do.
Fred Verna, City of Margate. 261 and 262 resolutions. I'd just like to say that I think they're two very good choices. The city will do well with those two choices. and I respectfully request that you approve them with the utmost urgency. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks.
Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Tom?
We have the
last
second
time.
reading of ordinance, Chapter 145 flood damage amendment for the current flood map and clear understanding of definitions and elevation requirements.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
The first reading of ordinance 2014-35, amending Chapter 257 vehicles and traffic. Second reading is January the 8th at 5 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 250, authorized payment of claims and payroll.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
251, authorized transfers in the 2014 budget.
Make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Renew a contract with Vital Communications not to exceed $18,589.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution requesting the insertion of item of revenue for grant money for the Economic Development Authority.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the city to enter into an infrastructure license agreement with Atlantic City Electric for the fiber optic cable.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
255, amends professional services agreement with David
I'll
Rapawano.
make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
No.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
256, authorizes a code red agreement with our emergency communications network.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
257, awards the basketball camp at the tops in the amount of $3,000.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
258, rejects bids for the repurposing of City Hall.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
259, approves specs for the rebid of the repurpose of City Hall.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Talby?
Yes.
260, authorizes change order number 1 final for well number 10, a reduction of $44,421.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
261, appoint Linda Morgan, tax collector, effective January 1st, 2015.
I think all three of us want to make this motion. I'll make them. Do you want to make, let Maureen make it?
I'm going to make the motion. I'm going to make it with comment. I think that there's no one person in this city that's more deserving of this position. Nights, whether it's nights, weekends, anytime, Linda does what's asked and then some. And I am proud that she has accepted the challenge. I'm sure that having worked with Tom for as long as she has, that she's more than capable, and thank you. So I will make that motion, number 261.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Congratulations and thank you. Yes.
She has worked with me for a long time, but her wisdom and knowledge is not due to me, it's due to her hard work and all through her efforts. So she's earned it, and congratulations, Linda. Number 262.
Okay, I think it's another one, but go ahead.
Let Mike can make this one,
The
absolutely.
city clerk
My
effective January
department.
1st, 2015.
Rosie, you have to stand up now. Okay, now get on the table. The dance is going to start. It is with great pleasure that I make this motion to appoint Rosie Freed as clerk. It's a long time coming. It'll be a short term, well-deserved. Rosie is my ace in the hole whenever I need anything. Hey, Ro, can you do me a favor? And she's never said no. It's with great pleasure I make that nomination.
And I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes, with comment. Thank you very much, Rosie. Thank you for all your hard work, everything that you do. We are honored and privileged to have you in the job. Thank you very much. I vote yes.
And Ms. Tully.
Thank you, and congratulations, yes.
And I would like to comment too, if I may, just that I can't say enough about Rosie and what she's meant for me and done for me over the last 20-some years. I don't think a lot of people realize that she wouldn't be sitting here right now if she didn't agree to stay a little bit longer than she was asked to, and she did that because she cares about Margate. But I can't say enough about Rosie and Linda, but Rosie, congratulations. That's all. I think that's all I have. That's all I have.
I don't have an oath.
Do we have is there a Bible? Can we swear? Fred, is there a Bible back there?
I don't have an oath. I didn't put the oath.
We don't have an oath.
I thought there might be an oath in here. I don't know.
We don't have oaths. Hold on.
Well, the family's here, one.
Time out.
Issues.
Hang in tight, everybody, if you will. We're going to hopefully swear Linda and Roseanne.
Yeah, why don't you take a 2-minute recess?
Okay. We're going to take a very brief recess. Don't go away.
Best primary, hold on.
Should I hold you? You all right with that, Rich? Anybody else? Where's? Oh, okay.
This is it.
Repeat after me. That I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
and
and to the government established in the United States
to the government established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
or affirm
that
that I will impartially
impartially
and justly perform all the duties of the office of city clerk
all the duties of the office of city clerk
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Give me a hug, bud.
Did you hear it? JJ, did you hear it on this mic? Did you hear it? Say hi, JJ.
Hi, JJ. Hi, JJ. Hi, JJ.
Does he know the Gettysburg Address?
That's right. He keeps things in. He did.
Well, I'm going to make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker? Yes. Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Tully?
Yes.